Hello, it's Central Strong, aka Kiddo Central. I'm back with another video. This will be posted on YouTube. I will do my best to post this on Facebook, and I am back with more content. I want to first say thank you for those who believe in me. Thank you for those who's been following me. Thank you for those who have been supporting me, whether you do it out loud or whether you do it in silence. I want to say thank you. I know lately I have not been posting on YouTube like I normally have, but I've been doing other important things that kept me away from YouTube. But I'm going to do my best starting now to be more consistent and to post more frequently. And in this video, like I do in every video, I have a point of view to do something positive. I want to share my opinion to hopefully help someone out there and push, not push, but to motivate someone to do good things, to do more good things, to have more of a good insight with their lives. And in this video, and this one's going to be a touchy topic. First and foremost, this is about politics. If you don't want to talk about politics, if you don't want to, well, you're not even talking to me about it, but if you don't want to listen to someone about politics, you are more than welcome not to watch this. I understand there's no hard feelings. I support you either way. And anyway, but if you do want to stick around and listen to this video, I promise I'm not being judgmental. I'm not pointing a finger, and I'm not looking for trouble. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not looking for anything negative. In this video, I want to first say that I'm more of a Democrat than a Republican, and that's perfectly fine. I got friends who are Democrats. I got friends who are Republicans. I believe Democrats can get along with Republicans. I believe Republicans can get along with Democrats, and I believe both point of view of parties of people can live in unity and get along and love each other and respect each other despite of the differences that we might have. And I also believe Democrats can have different point of views from other Democrats, and Republicans can have different point of views from other Republicans. And the purpose of this video is to really, and I pray this is not an attack. If this applies to you, I promise I'm not trying to judge you. I'm not trying to put you down. We all got weaknesses. We all got things to work on, and we all got our own problems that we need to deal with. And I'm working on things myself in the dark without people knowing. But I really want to express this because I feel like this is something that's not talked about enough. Even though we talk about politics every single day, this is something that's more than just politics. I feel like some people are overly indulging in politics to actively ignore and avoid their actual personal problems. And this is not an attack. I promise that's not what I'm doing. If anything, this is something to motivate someone to look at themselves and to make positive changes if they can. A lot of people will literally use political problems and overly indulge in that and focus on that to the point that they will purposely ignore their actual issues and things that are actually causing stress and negativity in their lives. And I feel like that is not healthy. I feel like it's healthy to talk about politics. I feel like it's healthy to know about politics and to educate ourselves and to do things of that nature. But I don't think it's healthy at all to purposely use a political point of view or a political event to excuse our behaviors and to excuse the things that we need to work on and things that people might even be addressing to us to work on. And we just keep using political things like, my voice, my choice, stuff like that to actively not work on things that we know we need to work on. And I understand we have free voice. We have a free choice of voice. I believe anyone has the right to be gay. I believe anyone has the right to be bi, to be transgender, to do any of that. You have the right to do that. You're not hurting anyone doing that, and you should live the way you want to live. I salute you 1,000,000,000%, but that's not what I'm really aiming in this video. If that's something you thought I was going for, that's not what I'm talking about. So I don't want you to feel like that I'm attacking you. That's what you thought I was going to go after. What I'm going after is some people will talk about politics to the extreme, to the point that ties into the identity, and they tie it so badly into the identity, they start losing their identity, and they start not understanding themselves, and they start actively ignoring things that make them who they really are. And have you ever, like, this is an example, have you ever went on someone's social media page and all they really talk about is politics? All they post about is what's happening here and what's happening there. And it's important to know about that, yes, but it's like, what do you do with your life? What is going on with your life? What is happening from here? What's going on in here other than a political point of view or political problems? And yes, we are all in this tide wave together. We're all in this boat together per se. But it's like, we need to focus on our own problems just as much as we focus on political problems. We need to focus on, here's an example, therapy. A lot of us need therapists that don't get the therapist we need. We don't have the time for it. It's not because we really don't have the insurance. Some of us don't have the insurance. And I pray to God one day you get that insurance. But some of us do. And we just don't take the energy and time out of our day to get a therapist and work on ourselves, because we feel like admitting to that is admitting to a weakness. And it's not admitting to a weakness at all. It's actually a strength to admit to that, because I feel like 80 to 90% of the people in the world could use a therapist and gain something, even if they don't have anxiety or depression. But instead of thinking of a way to make a petition or some type of rise to get this person out of office, or a treasurer out of this office, or a secretary out of that office, which in a sense I can understand why some people want that to happen. We should have the same energy and time to talk about, how can we make a stand to make overnight therapists. This is just an example. A lot of us are busy. A lot of us got things going on with our everyday lives, and we should probably spend time to work on a petition to get a therapist that has therapy sessions overnight, so people can have more of an option to work on their mental health. This is just a common example. And this is what I want to really also touch base on. If we do get this person out of secretary office and this person out of that office, I want you to really ask yourself this question, if you haven't already done so. Is that going to change my problem right away? Or is that going to even change my problem, period? I want you to ask yourself that question. If we get this person out of office, is that going to really make my life better? Is it? It might make my life better in some shape or form. It always does. It might help me with my taxes. It might help me with I might see something better with my wages and my paycheck. And that's all important stuff. That's what makes certain things the way that we work. We don't go to work for free. We work for a paycheck. But do you really think your paycheck is just going to change like that? Probably not, if we get such and such out of office. And I feel like a lot of people are purposely dividing themselves into making a division where it's even affecting them, trying to affect other people. And some people are overly opinionated, and all they want to talk about is how this person's wrong, how that party's wrong, how this party's doing this stupidly, and that party's this way and that way. And it's like, it's okay to express your opinion, but it's like, is that the only thing you should worry about and talk about and spend your energy and time on? Is it? And if that's not the only thing, is that the main thing you should focus on? I feel like some people do focus on other things in their lives, but it's like the main thing they focus on are politics. And they bring it to the extreme where other things that are just as important, if not more important, are getting neglected because they're not getting the same energy and time to work on and discuss on as much as political problems, because it's relatable and they want to fit in, which is understandable. We should talk about politics. We should educate ourselves about politics and things of that nature, but we should not make it where that's the biggest thing that identifies us. That we should not make it where we hate this person or dislike that person because they got a different political view than us. We should not make it where, hey, I'm this way because I'm this party, and I believe this is how life should be. I feel like everyone should be who they truly are and really follow their hearts and be who they are and really follow their dreams no matter what political party they're a part of. So here's a practice for you. Let's just say you spend 70% of your time talking about politics. You can spend, I want you to start this now. I want you to take 3% or 5% of that time and talk about something else. Express your emotions and your thoughts on something else. How we should exercise more, how we should go to therapy more, how we should pray more, how we should interact more with each other outside of phones, and how we should do a lot of other things that makes a human being just as much as we focus on politics. And from there, 2 months can pass and you can take 10% of that time and invest it in something else just like that. But that's my point of the video. I pray that this helps someone, and thank you for watching.